Okay, more Amstrad Action for next issue. Issue number 41 for February 1989. Still £1.25, and still Britain's leading magazine for the Amstrad CPC 464 664 6128. And still not an official Amstrad publication, of course. Apparently we've got Afterburner. Turn to page 40 for the first CPC review. Ooh. Adventure of 1989. The search begins on page 59. First, with the games that matter, not one of those unimportant games. Batman, Deathstalker, Netherworld, Return of the Jedi, Roy of the Rovers, R-Type, and a dozen others. I'll make clear that a dozen others. Best on the serious side, databases, full guide, second drive survey, word processing help, news reviews and hot tips, problematic absolute beginners, and all this and much more. Batman the Caped Crusader, the Ocean Force, Robocop, and Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja. The lineup. Amstrad Action, February 1999. AMScene, all the new products and releases for your CPC. And Reaction, letters of protest, letters of outrage, letters about World War II, we have it all. Drives, a hard bargain. What's available, where and how much it costs, which one is right for you. All the top CPC games. Roy of the Rovers, Netherworld, all the databases as well. Now, Afterburner, and Return of the Jedi. XDS, all this, Netherworld, Return of the Jedi, Roy of the Rovers, Echelon, R-Type, Blackbeard, Galactic Conqueror, Deathstalker, GI Hero, oh boy, Batman, Space Ace, Flight Ace, Operation Hormuz, Giants, and Game Set Match 2. Goodbye from them. Have a good Christmas, I hope. Recently did, thanks to our overwhelmingly positive reaction to last month's issue with incentives Total Eclipse and all the other goodies. It's great to know we're appreciated. It's appropriate that a new year should see changes taking place in Amstrad Action. Art assistant Sally Captain Meddings is taking off, promoted to art editor on 8000 Plus, another of Future's fabulously successful titles. She'll be much missed. Secondly, games reviewer extraordinaire Gary GBH Barrett is calling it a day. He arrived 16 issues ago, at the same time as Macintosh SE, and has survived a good deal longer. We've now upgraded our Mac system. In that period, we've conservatively estimated that he's evaluated some 200 CPC games, which is quite enough for any sane person, let alone Gary, to cope with. He's been rewarded with a post on another feature title. Pat, myself, and the rest of us wish him all the best. We'll introduce his replacement next month. See you then. Who will it be? Now stop press. Everyone can hold the front page news. Yeah. AMScene. CPC News. Keeping it straight to the point now. Where did our discs go? Fears that 3-inch disc shortages are making an unwelcome comeback are leading once again to misinformed speculation about the future of the CPC range. Mike Mordecai, Amsoft development manager, told AA, "Stocks weren't frozen. We simply ran out of the things. We haven't been able to supply them. It seems that demand for 3-inch discs have greatly exceeded expectations," explained Mordecai. "The reason we ran out was simply bad planning. Sales have been good, steady throughout the year. They built up to Christmas, and just as we thought that the peak had been reached, demand went through the roof. Shortage will recur." And he suggests that the best way to avoid similar problems in the future is for bulk users to keep Amsoft informed. The shortage will recur, he predicts, if we have no response from software houses and duplicators of their needs. That way we can gauge demand. All year round there's no word, and suddenly everyone wants 3-inch discs. The fact that Maxell 3-inch discs also disappeared didn't help. Stephen Burke of SJB, official distributors of UK discs, admitted to AA, "It's affected us terribly over the last couple of weeks. We are official dealers for discs, and now they've run out and there's not an awful lot to do. There's been no stitch-up about it. We knew about the problem a year ago when Amstrad informed us of their stock levels. A shortage was anticipated for this Christmas. Everyone knew it was going to happen. At present, we're buying back discs from France and Germany and reselling them to regular customers. We're not making any profit on them. It's an exercise in goodwill. As far as Joe Public goes, there shouldn't be any problems. They've got the system discs and bundled software. No, it's these software houses that haven't done business with us before suddenly searching for discs. Who exactly? Just some software houses. I'm not prepared to name names. The situation has been blown out of proportion in some quarters. We'll have stocks again soon. I believe that Amstrad are renegotiating a contract for further supplies. The situation should be back to normal before too long. One knock-on effect, though, will be a rise of 40 to 50p in disc prices. I mean that retailers will generally have to stick to the official price of £29 per pack of 10 rather than discounting. Disc cussing. Ooh. On the buyer side, Codemasters PR man Bruce Everest confirmed to AA that Amsoft 3-inch discs are likely to be in short supply for a time to come. Codemasters have been forced to buy in a bulk order from the continent. We just couldn't get the discs. There's none at all in Britain. We usually pay £1.20 per disc, but the best offer we got was £2.30. People who have supplies are sitting on them. P.S. Whether it's an indirect result of the disc shortage or not, here at AA we've had reports that those nasty chip and tackies are beginning to resurface in high street stores. Avoid them if you possibly can. Ooh, fake discs. Small business, big boost. SD Microsystems, who produce small business software exclusively for the CPC, have announced a brand new integrated system for 128K machines. The stock accounting system is based around a stock control program to handle the everyday business, with an invoicing program and sales ledger built in. Plus, printing routines make hard copies of documents. Main features include up to 750 lines of stock, calculation of trade document discounts, printing of price lists, customer file storing 99 main names and addresses, but remember the Data Registration Act, and automatic or manual payment reconciliation modes in the sales ledger. SE Microsystems are also setting up a small traders club. Membership will be by an annual subscription of about £10, for which SD intends to supply help and advice in the setting up and running of small businesses, as well as cheap updates, discount supplies of discs, ribbons, etc. and a small quarterly newsletter. Previously, SD Microsystems have offered excellent advice and backup, and there's every reason to expect standards to be maintained. The stock accounting system is available on disc only for all 128K CPCs at £39.95. If you bought the small traders pack or invoicer programs, you can upgrade for $19.95. And look out for the full review of the stock accounting system in AA soon. Qualitas Enhanced. Qualitas, a print enhancer that allows you to define what type style your printer uses, has long been an invaluable CPC accessory. The problem was it didn't work under CP/M. Bad news for WordStar or CP/M Plus Protex users. Now the situation has been resolved. The utility pack for CP/M Plus costs £9.95 and works comfortably within the CP/M operating system. Note 464 and 664 users have to upgrade to CP/M Plus to use the system. You can't have everything. The code for the utility can be embedded directly in the BIOS, so that it works with virtually any CP/M Plus program. It has been especially configured for CP/M Plus ProText and can be set to automatically install before running the word processor. Only one font is available at a time within the word processor, but there is a facility to print files in a standalone form, enabling two fonts to be used together. To obtain a copy of the utility pack, Talk to 7 Stars Software. Micronet gets chop. In an effort to boost sales of its online service Micronet, Telemap have declared a price reduction. Until March 31st, people can join at £9.95 for their first quarter, rather than £20. Mind you, you'll still have to pay the full price for the other 3 quarters. Micronet have also have some good cheap modems, interfaces and software still on offer. If you pay the full amount for a year, you get a free modem, and you can buy the Pro Pack interface and Cage Comms ROM for £226.35. ACU CPCC sells out. Amstrad Computer User, which only last month we reported merged with CPC Computing, which used to be called Computing with the CPC, and which itself merged with Amtix sometime before that. Still with us. Anyway, ACU has been sold by its publishers Europress to Focus magazines, who own Popular Computing Weekly and Computer Games Week. We'll stop the letters we receive complaining about the merger. Nope. Phone home. You know how it is. You're a busy executive in America needing to connect with Telecom Gold. Suddenly your problem is solved when the Dialcom Group launched TravelLink. Now all you have to do is find a Telenet service point. There's a list available, and enter C Gold IXX. XX is a Telecom Gold system number. The service costs 20p per minute on top of the normal Telecom Gold rate. But of course you don't care about that because you're a busy executive on expenses. For more information, call Dialcom. Star takes tumble. Star Micronics Limited has announced a new rock bottom price of £1,989 plus VAT for its laser printer 8. Unusually, it appears to approach its claimed printing speed of 8 pages per minute. Most stated speeds are highly and hilariously exaggerated. Hilarious, that is, until you try achieving them. Basic specification is 1 megabit of onboard memory and 4 different printing protocols: Epson, IBM, HP, and Diablo. There's also a new font cartridge for the printer. This contains Helvet Proportional, Simsman Proportional, Line Printer, and Text Line Drawer. The former pair can be used in medium, bold, or italics, and various point sizes. There are now 7 cartridges available with various type styles. Only 2 of them, however, can be connected to the printer at the same time. Each module costs £99. Additional strap-ons include a further 1 megabit of memory, costing £239, and giving the capabilities to print a full page of graphics at 300 dots per inch, and a large capacity A4 hopper, allowing 125 minutes of printing, just say 1,000 copies, is £595. You wouldn't believe this, but we actually had someone complaining to us that we never cover laser printers. If they're above us anything they go by, you can appreciate why. Compumata giving away a £30 starter pack with their range of Amstrad, Citizen and Panasonic printers. The starter pack contains 1,000 sheets of listing paper, an extra ribbon, and an interface cable. For more details, contact Compumata Limited. In case you're after Epson's new address, there's that. Okay. Ashinaj Dibatlok. Virgin Mastertronic have just released the latest in a long line of Tolkien-related products. War in Middle-earth. Previous games based on The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings are The Hobbit, Fellowship of the Rings, and Shadows of Mordor. All 3 adventures which tried to get too much out of the CPC. War in Middle-earth takes a more tactical approach and turns out to be a fantasy war game. It costs $9.99 for tape and $14.99 for the disc to have a go at defeating Sauron. One ring to rule them all. That's what the title means, apparently. Tuesday Manor Born. Lancor is a French software house, soon to release their first CPC game, Waterfall Manor. The adventure sports speech synthesis throughout, and there's also some digitally sampled music and sound effects played during the game. For now, all we have are some French screenshots, but we'll bring you the full and definitive CPC review at the earliest opportunity. Waterfall Manor, coming soon to these shores. In English, we hope. Cliff declares war. Rambo against the Gospel King. They're making this up, we can hear you say as you read this. They just gotta be making this up. Not a bit of it. Fresh-faced, wholesome, cute Christian pop star Cliff Richard is a video games freak. Cliff, who's appalling mince pies and wine, shouldn't that be wine, was terrorising the nation's youth all over the festive period. Apparently relaxes backstage with a blast of the macho, imagine shoot-em-up guerrilla wars. This unlikely tale was revealed in the Manchester Evening News, Sunday, 29th of October. And naturally, Imagine were keen to pass on the good news. Oops, sorry, Cliff. Cliff Richard, video freak. Would we lie to you? Don't answer that. Puffin Iron. Ubisoft proudly present Iron Lord, a medieval-style strategy games where you have to try and reclaim your kingdom from the hands of your brutal uncle. And Puffy Saga, an arcade game set in the alien world made up of numerous mazes. You play Puffy, and you also have a girlfriend with you, Puffin. Avoid the traps and escape the maze or die. Ubisoft's latest offering, Iron Lord, many nights of fun in store. Yeah. They will review Iron Lord. Yeah. They'll review the French version. Presuming there'll be an English version. An English version never appears. Anyway, Assistance for the Master. US Gold's next release in conjunction with the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons AD&D license is the first volume in the Dungeon Master's Assistance series, Encounters. It's designed to help the poor Dungeon Master to write adventures and encounters, to keep player characters busy as they wander around in search of adventure. Once you've designed an encounter or adventure, you can either save it to disk or tape and send it to the printer, essential unless you plan to keep your CPC with you when you're playing AD&D. It's not a game, but it is used with the rule books, Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, etc. Experienced DMs may find the item of limited use, but novices will undoubtedly be glad of some help. It's due for release in March, though the price is as yet undecided. Now perhaps we'll get Pool of Radiance. Don't keep your hopes up. Dungeon Master gets a new assistant. Right. Werewolves, Chuck Yeager, Lancelot, and a giant alien monastery. What goes up? Electronic Arts are currently putting the finishing touches to Chuck Yeager's Advanced Flight Trainer. The game features 14 different aircraft ranging from the good old Spitfire through to modern jets. There are two versions of the game, one for 64K machines and the other for 128K. The 128K version has a demo and a training mode. The control panel is always visible in 64K versions, even you happen to be looking out the rear of the plane at the time, which seems a little odd. If the extra memory gets around this problem on 128K machines, expect the definitive CPC review right here next month. Back trouble. Level 9 have now got some clue sheets prepared for their two most recent games, Lancelot and Ingrid's Back. If you have one of the games and are stuck, just send off the coupons supplied with the game to Level 9 and they'll send you a clue sheet free of charge. Werewolves of London, Bark Bark. Coining it, Summit Software, Alternative Software's $2.99 budget label, are relaunching MiniOffice, not MiniOffice 2, which is well received when launched back in the mists of time. It consists of a word processor database, spreadsheet, and graphics utility for the spreadsheet. Vroom at the top. International Speedway £1.99 tape by Silverbird is a motorcycle racing game in which you work your way up from street racing through local leagues and onwards and upwards until you finally reach the World Championship. Even the magic bounces back. The return of the coin-op conversion Tempest. Werewolves. Werewolves of London was originally released by the now defunct Ariola Soft and received a goodish review, AA 27.66%. Now you can sink your teeth into the game for a mere £1.99 from Virgin Mastertronic. Also making a second appearance on budget is Tempest, AA 14, 83%. That classic shoot 'em up which kept Bob Wade, happy for many long hours when it was released. He was so impressed he bought the arcade machine. And making a very welcome return in the ex-Gargoyle game Heavy on the Magic, which stars Axel the Able and his adventures in Collodon's Pile. How Collodon feels about Axel adventuring in his pile has never been fully investigated. This too is an excellent game that's well worth the £1.99 asking price. Tempest and Heavy on the Magic are both available from Virgin Mastertronic. Giant Alien Monastery? Dark Fusion is the full-price scrolling shoot-'em-up from Gremlin, in which you are involved in an alien slaughter. Teleporters are littered about the land according to the press release. Take you and your ship on a battle with a giant alien monastery. Now, either they mean monster, in which case Dark Fusion is hardly up for an innovation award, or they do mean monastery, in which case this could well be Cult Game of the Year. The official Amstrad user group, when you buy a whole new Amstrad system, why not use half its potential? Reaction. Letters topical, controversial, cynical. Letters pray. Whether it's our reviews, the games that get released these days, the price of discs or whatever, no doubt something in this issue of Amstrad Action, or something that happens to you this month, is going to A. Get your goat, B. Tickle your fancy, C. Rub you up the wrong way, or even D. All of the above. But don't just keep it under your hat, let off steam. We care and listen. Every single letter received is read, and we publish as many as we can. And one letter each month wins a software voucher for £15. Get the writing paper out, or your printer, and write now to Reaction. We're talking about violence in games again, are we? Two tribes. Violence in computer games actually exists in two different forms. The type which can actually be carried out, and the type which could never be replicated in any way. Look at games like Target Renegade, which make punching, kicking, and killing people on the streets fun. When of course that kind of thing is far from amusing. Operation Wolf may appear worse than this, but I don't think it has any dangerous influences because of its setting. How many kids are going to grow up in the middle of a jungle with POW camps? Not many, whereas how many kids grow up in towns and cities where street violence is flourishing? Other examples are Savage, killing aliens and bats, Starglider, smashing egrons, and many other games of that ilk. I really think that violent computer games which have any kind of setting which the player can relate towards can cause a profound influence on his or her mind. David Carter, Woking, Surrey. A bit annoyed. In my last letter I made my attitude towards violence crystal clear. To that you may add filthy and crude language. I am no saint, God goodness knows, and alas, possess my unfair share of vices. The employment of gutter etymology is not one of them. When I saw your review on page 54 of issue 40, I cannot even bring myself to mention the offending game. If that was how it was supposed to be, it was how to be a complete bastard, Ed. I became extremely angry. Amstrad Action presumably grew up to reflect the adulthood of the bulk of its readers. Since the unlamented demise of Amtex, children have the limited choice of reading the official periodical or becoming Amstrad Actioneers. It follows, therefore, like it or not, there must be a moral responsibility towards a sizable minority of impressionable CPC-owning children. These unhappy days with so much lack of proper parental and teacher care, they all need all the help they can get to guide them towards the despised and old-fashioned virtues of decency, honesty, courtesy, consideration for others, and good manners, including the avoidance of such sickening foulness promoted in the aforementioned game. I was beginning to form a good opinion of Amstrad Action. Now, to my dismay, this unhealthy trash is not only assumed to be great fun, you even attempted to give it some sort of additional respectability by concocting a competition. To compound your open invitation to children to compete for the game, you add hypocrisy with a so-called important warning that clearly shows your real feeling by the levity and insincerity of this approach. WMACC Smith. Oh, that guy. I think we hear a lot from him over time. To answer your points as you raise them, 1. Gutter etymology is a phrase completely void of meaning in the context in which you use it. Don't try to impress our readers with long words because it won't work. 2. Extremely angry. Not by any chance one of your vices. Certainly it's one of the 7 deadly sins, or it was when I went to school. 3. No, AA didn't grow up to reflect the adulthood of the bulk of its readers. It grew up to reflect the varied age groups and attitudes of its readers. We don't go around telling people what they should or shouldn't do and getting extremely angry about it. 4. I don't accept a moral responsibility for our readers. That would be patronising nonsense, and a great majority of them intensely dislike being patronised. So do I, come to think of it. 5. Oh, come off it, Mr. Smith, if you can get so worked up about the use of the words bastard and we. What outrage remains for true obscenity like murder, rape, and war? I can readily accept that you don't like to see rude words in print, and presumably bear them or use them either. The rest of us, I'm afraid, do our best to live in the real world, where illegitimacy and excretion are facts of life. You don't have to approve, but getting extremely angry doesn't help very much one way or the other. The last word. I have a 6128 and I'm interested in purchasing either WordStar or New Word 2, which I believe are similar programs. I've trained in the use of WordStar at college and would like to know if the deluxe program is available for use on the Amstrad 6128. By the way, a few years ago I had a Commodore 64 and used a game called Hunchback, the original one. Do you know of a supplier for this game on the 6128? Karen Woolley, Morecambe. By the deluxe version, we presume you mean the full WordStar. And the answer is no, which probably just as well, since it would occupy approximately 438 discs. Only joking, even the pocket version reviewed AA1 is hardly nippy. The same goes for a New Word. It could do worse than retrain on ProText, Brunword, or Tasword, all of which are cheaper and considerably faster than the other monsters. Each of these packages is a truly first-class word processing program that performs excellently. We use ProText, for instance, here at the AA office on ROM and wouldn't dream of changing. Hunchback was released by Amsoft and was reviewed in the first issue of AA. It received a meager 49% rating, suggesting that you may be underwhelmed by it. Even assuming you can find a copy, unlikely since Amsoft games we waste a long time hence. A sequel was released by Ocean, funnily enough, called Hunchback 2, reviewed in that same mammoth roundup in AA1, a healthier 74%. And you may find a copy lying about. Oh, here we go again. Violent outburst. When I scan the pages of AA, one inescapable factor assails my senses and deeply saddens me. The abnormally high proportion of games of violence. The principal character is a thug whose sole aim in life is to kill, kill, kill. This in itself is bad enough, but many of them, instead of merely blasting others to kingdom come, have to resort to horrific deeds of bloodshed that would make evil members of the IRA seem like gentle, God-fearing souls by comparison. These vicious creations are the so-called heroes and heroines of their plots. Unhappily, we live in a world where morals have been turned upside down. Those among us who remember the days when Britain had the reputation of being the most law-abiding country on earth suffer agonies of despair. The situation is not helped by games of mindless brutality like Rambo, Barbarian, Target Renegade. A while back, government banded video nasties. These three and others like them are, in my estimation, computer nasties and should also be banned. One might have thought that at least racing games would be safe, but no, Road Blasters and Overlander have to have their share of machine guns. minefields, and other death-dealing paraphernalias. And is the animal world free from the disease of the mind? Psycho Pigs UXB, their sole aim of which is to bomb porkers to oblivion for no good reason, proves it is not. First-class commercial artists like Oliver Frey denigrate their obvious skills by producing colour illustrations of the most nauseating detail, leaving nothing into the imagination. They, the programmers, and the companies responsible for the obnoxious creations, are little better than the purveyors of pornography, debasing their talents for the power for worship at the feet of the god of wealth. They seem to care little that most of their customers are children. Sure on that one? Perhaps they are too close to their own childhood and realise the harm and corruption to which they are contributing. Reviewers will hotly disagree with me, but they are as guilty as the others when awarding top ratings to such games. If I were a reviewer, and it is just as well I am not, I would be very harsh indeed. Zero rating would be automatic, regardless of other factors. It would extend to war games, both science fiction and historic, boxing, and the martial arts. You will doubtless have gathered by now that I am anti-violence in any shape or form, and you'll be absolutely correct. I make no apologies for my intransigence. Intransigence. He uses big words. There are hundreds of non-violent board games on the market, many of which would transfer so well, so how about it, US Gold, Master Strike, and all you others? W. Macy C. Smith, again! Steve Carey replies, "May I congratulate you for having produced a rotten argument to support your case. I was opposed to gratuitous violence in computer games. Now I intend becoming a supporter of it, just so I can distance myself from your views. Where to begin, though? Should I start by pointing out that anyone who is incapable, as you seem to be, of distinguishing between fantasy fiction and bloody reality? A comparison of video games with the IRA makes me feel sick. Is not in a position to judge what other people should be allowed to see or not. Or perhaps I should challenge that guff about Britain once having the reputation as the most law-abiding nation on earth. When was that exactly? I think I'll just suggest that anyone who imagines that the violence of Psycho Pigs is a serious threat to developing minds, A, doesn't know the game, and B, has a much lower opinion of young people's critical facilities than they deserve. It might be, no it is, a load of old rubbish, but it's hardly dangerous. And if any guns instantly merits a zero rating and banning them on the grounds of violence, on what possible grounds would any of the following games be permitted? Shakespeare, King Lear, Cymbeline, Macbeth, all quite on the Western Front. The Bible. No, Mr. Smith, it won't do. Your reactionary ranting just won't convince anyone. Its appeal will only just be to those who already agree with you. There's a case to be made against violence in computer games. Unfortunately, you've failed to make it. What do you think? Right to Violence is golden. Oh, you'll probably hear more about this. Your computer games are getting too realistic. Duck shoot. Why are there ducks inside? Why are they doing all this outside? The gunship is not bugged. With regard to the letter from Anthony Perkins, AA39, regarding a bug in gunship, I have had the same problem. In fact, when the alleged bug appeared, having reached the rank of Colonel and 20 to 29,000 points, I assumed that the game was over and started again from the beginning. However, I have come to the conclusion that it is not a bug at all. The instruction manual states that reporting sick to avoid a particularly dangerous mission means that the mission is aborted, a reprimand is attached to your record, and that promotion is more difficult to achieve. I have 6 reprimands on my record simply by reporting sick when a mission brief shows a wind velocity higher than 7 knots, very hard to land properly in a gale. As a result, I find that promotion has not so far appeared. I have almost 60,000 points and so many medals that I am giving them away. No Congressional Medal of Honor yet, though. I found 3 smaller bugs that, although irritating, do not really detract from the game. Crashing at 90 feet without a hill in sight, the occasional target it can't be fired at, and a phantom enemy helicopter at the left side of the map. Bill Jenkins, Cramlington, Northumberland. Oh boy. Queried sanity. Last night I heard a phone and radio program on LBC on the number of VDU operators who, having already become pregnant, had miscarriages, which were rightly or wrongly being blamed on the rays emitted by VDUs. These sort of statements make you query your sanity. I've noticed that a TV set emits fairly strong rays if you put your hand or face near the screen. I've also noticed that my 464 does not emit any rays. In fact, it collects all the particles of dust in the air and tobacco film, and this stuff sticks to my screen like glue. And I've been accused of smoking too much and of having a filthy and dusty office. This brings up the subject of whether the Amstrad is the only computer that does not emit these deathly rays, which can apparently cause miscarriages. T.C. Hockney, Basingstoke. One of them. I've just finished a run of 66 games playing Matchday 2. This includes 2 league programs and 11 cup runs. During this time, I have remained unbeaten, and during the 2 league sessions, I conceded just 1 goal overall and won every match. In one match, I won by 7-0. Do any other readers? Chris Kinsella, Wigan. Sorry, Chris, that's all we've got room for. Oh, they cut him off. Hey, Sugar Man, you cut off the Sugar Man. We all know that's more important. Stop him, Sugar Man! Fat chance, the Micronet. Aye, the Texan. We'll waste him. Then nothing will stop Texas Instruments from suing Micron Technology for infringements of patents held by TI. Eat foot, creep. Amstrad has a 9% stake in Micron. Nobody threatens my DRAM supplier. Fuck. Yay! Break his nostrils. Perverts! Desist! Yikes! It's Mary Bitehouse, the moral watchdog of computer entertainment. Sinners! There's too much violence in these cartoon strips. Biff. And too many underdressed bimbos, like that one. Eve. Alas, readers, hysterical nerds such as Mary conspire to ruin our enjoyment of computer games. Letcher, you're responsible for all this depravity. What? Whack. I think the artist just got whacked. K&M Computers. Whoa. Nothing unusual here. The AMX mouse. Drives, a hard bargain. Here at AA, we generally clean the post bags to the dregs at Christmas, ready for a fresh winter assault of mail. Looking through all those hot tips and attic letters, Pat McDonald noticed all the requests for information on second drives. Dozens upon dozens of the things. Well, here he goes. KDS 5.25-inch drive for £159.95. 60p discs. Yeah, that's the advantage. It's cheaper discs. Drive switcher. Price not yet decided. Strathclyde Developments. Mega Drive. £124.95 with RAM-DOS. £134.95 with ROM-DOS or RODOS by Siren. The Siren Mega Drive. And very pretty too. A drive switcher in the flesh. Third party 3-inch drive. £80 to £100. Supplies source. Supplies scarce. Supplies are scarce. The supply of French drives manufactured by independent producers has dwindled considerably. And if there is a company still out there producing them, please let us know. you can find a disk drive like these for sale, especially if it's offered at a reasonable price, then buy one. They're reliable and robust and stand many years of hard use. These drives generally come with a separate power supply, although I've known them to sell without a power supply or case at around £35. That's okay for a soldering on fanatic, but less than ideal for the average user. A 3-inch drive. If you find one, tell us. Ramdos, $24.95 disc, ROM version $29.99 by KDS. Quite possibly the dullest of articles, which isn't to say it's not worth every penny. Ramdos, not very exciting, really. Amstrad FD1 to £99.95 from MJC Supplies. If you have a CPC 464 with a DDI1 interface, you will know this at once. It matches the first drive exactly. 664, 628 owners, however, tend to look down on this disk drive as it is considerably bulkier than the internal drive on their machines. They also need a different lead to connect it up. Amstrad FD1, the obvious choice. And Rodos, $29.95, ROM only, romantic robot. In contrast to Ramdos, Rodos creates a new operating system rather than by simply patching the existing one, AMS-DOS. The result is very sophisticated. Yeah. Second drive myths exploded. Bang! 464 owners often phone to ask if they can connect a second drive without having a DDI1 first drive. The answer is no. The DDI1 includes the disk operating system, or ROM, as well as the hardware to get the disks to talk to the computer. So don't get a second drive without getting a first. Crack! I don't need another wall socket, do I? Yes, you do. A second disk drive. Any second drive needs another power point. It breaks the CVC maximum of everything on one plug, but saves on the cost of installing a better power supply on the monitors and modulators. Kaboom! Do I need more software? Depends. A second drive on its own will behave just like a normal Amstrad 3-inch 178K beastie. If the drive can store more data, a program such as Rodos or Ramdos can patch the operating system to allow more storage space to be used. Hot tips. Pat McDonald passes on more of your hints. Oh, joystick patch for isotopes from the previous issue. Is there a game called Guts with a Z? Army stores. Everyone at some time or another gets a strong urge to use the CPC for something useful, such as storing lists of information. After all, you're not exploiting its full potential if you treat it simply and solely as a games machine. The trouble is that there's an imposing amount of jargon to plough through. The route to enlightenment isn't particularly well signposted either. It's fine to be told, get a database, but in itself, this isn't terribly helpful advice. It'd be a bit much to claim to offer in 2 pages a complete guide to using databases on the CPC, but if at the end of it you're a little wiser, then Pat McDonald's effort will not have been in vain. Everything you want to know about using databases. Even some databases already here that they've reviewed before. None that are terribly expensive, at least. So it's something problematic. Quite openly offering people assistance is Pat McDonald. Bard's Tale question. I think the Bard's Tale is the best game ever. One thing though, the manual says that the question mark key will print the time of day plus the location of the party. It doesn't work. Why? Can any readers do a program that get this feature to work? I have the disk version. Eden Garnett told him. There probably wasn't enough time / memory / inclination to include everything in the game. But as you say, it's a cracker without this function. As for getting it working, well, that depends really. One possibility is that the time function isn't implemented too well within the game, and in which case printing it would be difficult. I dare say it could be done, We'll just have to wait and see if we get a program that fits the bill. Don't drift off like that. Oh. Gone west. Help! I purchased Toad Runner and I'm having problems. I have written to Ariolasoft who make the game, but they cannot help as the program is left over a year ago. They suggested writing to you. I don't know if it's a bug in the program or what, but I can't use any of the items lying around and therefore I can't get past 1%. I'm at my wit's end. Mrs. J. Green, Livingston. Unfortunately, Ariolasoft themselves have now long gone west. The game is a bit before our time here in AA. Has the reader got any tips they'd like to send in? Absolute Beginners, Basic for Beginners with Andy Walton. We now know 2 different sets of looping commands. Let's compare what they do. Here we go, Loopy Loo. Ooh. Next month, Absolute Beginners moves on to Go Sub. Crazy Joe's Top 20. Hero of the Lance, question mark. Restock Cheetah joysticks. Second-hand software. It's cheap. Learning Curve, Utilities for Beginners, Pat McDonald, At the Wheel. Poke Easy Plus Plus. $10.99 cassette, $15.99 disc, all CPCs, joystick or keys. Poke Easy Plus Plus is billed as the ultimate game hacking tool, a claim which would put it in the same league as the multi-face/insider combination from Romantic Robot, which weighs in at a whopping £62.90. So how does it measure up to this big claim? Can you hack it? The purpose to which game hacking devices are put is simple: to extract cheats for games from the game program itself. In the usual course of events, this would take some understanding of the machine code, if you have the knowledge. Then finding such unsporting means to beat your CPC is no great sweat. The trouble is that for the great majority of games players, machine code is too much hassle. So rather than find out for themselves, they check out cheat mode in AA every month. This is the market Poke Easy Plus Plus is aimed at. People who don't know how games work. You get a manual and a gift-wrapped disc. The manual is written in a light style, and you can imagine the author talking you through the tricky steps of using the program. The type quality is poor, although the layout is much better. Overall, the manual's good. Using the program is not difficult. You reach a main menu with a few different options. There are facilities to deprotect games, including DJL Speedlock, Firebird, and Headless. But note that the backups are fingerprinted for easy identification. Pirate copies are likely to be traced. Poke Easy Plus Plus achieves a high standard of actually finding pokes for games. It includes the facility for finding them on disk as well as on tape, and there is also a level change facility. What's more to the point is that novices will find it far easier to use than a conventional disassembler, and after a while it becomes second nature. Generic programs like this are often jacks of all trades. Poke Easy Plus Plus is more reliable than most, but still isn't perfect. Good news! Great introduction to hacking. Super price. Terrific manual. Bad news, presentation less than brilliant. Can't cope with everything. Tiny desktop publisher. £6. 6128 only, microdata. Desktop publishing is becoming ever more popular, so it's pleasing to see a program that doesn't have either the price tag of Stop Press or the bugs of Fleet Street Editor. AA Editor replaced by Alien. DTP for £6 can't be bad. Good news, a good way to trade DTP. Cheap and cheerful, good for the occasional page. Bad news, manual lacks a lot, and was produced with the program. Yeah, it's all £6. What are you going to do? The look, a regular feature on CPC Graphics and the company of Pat McDonald. This month we begin the rather large task of programming some sprites on the humble CPC. I do hope you've been reading over the past few months, because I'll be drawing rather heavily on what has gone before. So here we start to look at the problem and solution in total, what your average system analyst might call an overview of the system. But then, what does your average system analyst really know? Well, should we know the important bit? The gallery. Confirmed Star Wars fan Gary A. Marshall from Swanwick can draw a mean picture. Alternative, a blocky Griswold from MS Tara of Bristol. Yeah, it looks like this sort of blew up part of the loading screen. The Beano enthusiast Jonathan Rowe of Newbury is responsible for this. Dennis the Menace fan club. Paul Williams from Flamstead occasionally impersonates Domark loading screens. There's Bob Williams of Kesgrove colorblind. Oh no. James Davison sent in a big collection. This alone wins £20. Look at Spider-Man. Bar CPM First Steps Part 6 with Richard Montero. Taking the PIP. Join us next month when we investigate the differences between PIP 2.2 and 3.1. First Bytes Assemble Here series with Richard Montero, your first assembly language program this month. You'll need the cover cassette freebie MAA and some other assembler. Get ready. That's more than enough excitement for one issue. We'll be back next month with more assembly instructions for you to tinker with. What we got there? The secret instructions, undocumented stuff. Not all of them. It's all the stuff to do with. It says XH, XL, YL, and YH. I think that's half the IX and IY registers, if I remember correctly. And they usually refer to as IXH, IXL, IYL, and IYH. From memory, it is. And a 1 megabyte disk drive to your CPC for only £124.99. Only. More adverts. Small ads. Romantic Robot, the ultimate personal copier. Hey, the ads changed a bit. It's still here though. Would you like to turn your CPC into a professional setup? The year of the robot, be part of it. But it's 1989 now. 1988 was the year of the robot, wasn't it? Yeah, action test. Here we go. We got to the games. Let's do it one last time in the company of Gary GBH Barrett. Gremlin Have a Ball, this page. Master Game, Netherworld, page 37. Afterburner, an AA exclusive, page 40. Domark's Return of the Jedi, page 41. And What's Wrong with R-Type, page 48. That's our games we get to look at. In no particular order, in alphabetical order apparently, other than Netherworld. The raves are Afterburner and Return of the Jedi. And the other games happen to be Archon, Batman, Blackbeard, Deathstalker, Echelon, Flight Ace, which is a compilation, Galactic Conqueror, Game Set Match 2, another compilation, Giants, yet another compilation, GI Hero, Operation Hormuz, R-Type, Return of the Jedi, Space Ace, another compilation, and Typhoon. But first, we have Roy of the Rovers, with Gremlin, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick keys. Way back in February 1988, we ran a news story on a forthcoming release from Piranha, Roy of the Rovers. A few months later, Piranha sank without a trace, and the game license went with it. Gremlin decided to get on their scuba gear and dive down for the license. They found it, and now a year after the news story, we have the game. Just before a vital fundraising match, the Melchester Rovers football team has been kidnapped. If enough funds aren't raised by the match, then Melchester Rovers will close and the ground will be turned into a pile of rubble. Spears got their £2 back, I see. Roy Race is the only one that they didn't get, and now he must rush around town looking for his kidnapped teammates. Before the kick-off, he must return to the football ground and then play with however many players he's rescued. He might even have to play alone. Guess who you play? The game is split into two sections, the adventure and the five-a-side football match. But if you want, you can just play the match. In part 1, you wander around Melchester using a mixture of keyboard controls and pull-down menus. Across the top of the screen are 4 menu commands: Object, Special and Help. The rest is taken up with a flick screen view of the streets of Melchester. With the command menu, you can run, walk, smile, chat or fight. The special menu is used to wait, go home, or visit mum. What a nice boy you are. Other options appear occasionally. When at home, you can brush your teeth to keep that wonderful smile of yours, or rest. Finally, you can get some clues with the help menu. It costs points though. Roy visits his mum. Oh. By wandering around, you'll pick up clues and maybe track down one of your teammates. Supporters of the opposing team and hoodlums lurk around the town trying to stop you from rescuing your fellow players. Whether you've found them all by 7:30 or not, you have to load the football game and then play for the sake of the club. The football game itself is fairly standard stuff, using the flick screen approach rather than a scrolling pitch. There are no goalposts to shoot at. You just have to guess where the goal is, but it's not difficult. 1 or 2 players can take part in the match. Your computer opponent is tough to beat, and the odds are stacked against you if you have fewer players in the computer. A good tune plays as the game loads, but there are none in the game itself. Sound effects are adequate, and there are nice effects in the football match. Mixing a football game and a menu-driven adventure has worked well to produce a fun game, though you're only lucky to play the adventure until you've solved it, and then you're left with a football game. And at that point you're better off with Match Day 2, AA 28, 86%. First day target, rescue 2 players. Second opinion. Last month, Codemasters had a crack at Ocean's Match Day 2, crowned as the football game. Now it's Gremlin's go. Still, the novelty value of the kidnapping hocus pocus is a welcome addition. A good shot. Green screen? Fine. The verdict. Graphics, 69%. Colour sprites and scenery. What happened to the goalposts? Look at the screenshot. Goalposts is not there. Sonics, 63%. Good title tune. Grab factor, 76%. Challenging adventure. And above average football, 2. Staying power, 67%. Tough computer opponent. You only get to play football when the adventure has been solved. AA rating, 74%. Nice mix of strategy and arcade game. Okay. So yeah, let's get started here. on something. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Let's go. Run, Roy. Oh. Gremlin presents. Designed and programmed by System Applied Technology Limited. Gremlin presents something. Let's go. Roy of the Rovers. Yep. Who they're facing the dudes. Yep. Football beats gun. English, French, German, Spanish. Take your pick. Love English. Full game or just soccer? Full game. Oh no! The team have been kidnapped and the promoters may pull out. One guy is just so dejected. Okay, Roy, you've got till 7 p.m. to find the team. Sure, we've got joystick set up, alright. Guess not, huh? Okay, off we go. How do you move up and down? No, I have no up and down. Are we starting? I'm sure I was using joystick with this before. Okay. There's a push fire on the title screen. Didn't know you'd want the joystick. Doesn't tell you that, but... Oh no, the team has been kidnapped, and the promoters may pull out. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Bowling green. Fire. Melchester fire. Faster foods. Okay. This place is empty. The fast food bar. Service. Oh, there's a dude. So how do we go to command or special menus? Do I have to look up the manual for this? Give me a moment. I'll just look it up. Probably a way to use the command menu. Let's see. Alright. Options are selected by moving the cursor with up down on joystick and pressing fire. Oh, we've got actual keys for each menu. 64 Amstrad. 7410. Those on the keypad, are they? Okay. We'll try that. Ah! Yeah, on the keypad. Oh, I can help, but it will cost you 10 points. Exit, visit mum, go home, wait. Chat. Going to the big game tonight? You what? Smile. Lovely set of teeth. No, still lots of what? No, he doesn't need much help. Oh, you used up an hour. Oh. Going to the big game tonight? You what? You're not helping. Fast food aisle A. We'll leave. We're leaving. Mary Street. Okay. Can't go any of these places. Columbus Gardens. Trash. Can't go any of these places. Yeah, there's a lot of wandering around trying to find things. You. I seem to have lost the football team. Wish I could help, Roy. Municipal Park, is there? Can't enter there. Can't enter the park. Do you have anything to say? Going to the big game tonight? Wish I could help, Roy. Can't go in near here. Nope. No one seems to be of any help. Castle Gate. George Street. King's Head. Go in here. Who's this dude? Meet me at Farmer's Arms in 25 minutes. Bring some money. Do I have any money? How do I know if I've got money? Where's the Farmer's Arms anyway? I don't know. Fish and chips. Oh. I'm a black belt at origami. Wish I could help Roy. Unit 5, Brown Brothers, DIY. I seem to have lost the football team. You what? Ever thought about being a footballer? Something funny was going on in John Street this morning, Roy. John Street, huh? Where's John Street? We need a map. Police HQ. Oh. You've been detained for questioning? Oh no, they think I did it. Where did the time go? Oh. Well, that doesn't help. Utterly useless. Oh. I've thought about being a footballer. Should help, Roy. You know what? Give a run. There we go, he's running. I'm not sure it's much faster. Mark's Terrace. Oh, he's John Street. EAT Distribution Limited. So what was funny going on around here this morning? It's a little past morning now, but run, damn you, run. Oh. Do you have a... Does you have stamina or something? I'm a black belt at origami. You what? Ooh. I seem to have lost the football team. I heard someone yelling out the back, Roy. Oh. Everyone seems to know him. Except some. The back. Ooh, ooh. An item. Small key. Frozen food. So, where exactly is the back here? Oh. Canned vegetables, canned meats. What's this dude? Going to the big game tonight. You what? Oh. Aisle 3. Row C. Aisle 2. Row B. My black belt at origami. You'll never get him out. There's an L trunk lock on the door. Oh. Okay, is there a door at the back here somewhere? Oh, where's the back? Just go right all the way and hope. If it's more than half your time, Roy. Oh. God damn it. So where's this back? So the back. Where's the back? Oh, is this it? This will be it here. The key doesn't fit this lock. Oh. Who too? Smile. Lovely set of teeth. I thought of being a footballer. I never get him out. There's an trunk lock on that door. Please visit Mum. Oh! You have anything to say? I seem to lost the football team. You what? Nothing apparently. He got the sunglasses on. How about that? Now he's cool. I'm back about it. Origami. Something funny was going on in John Street this morning, Roy. Let's get some help. Hey, King, you don't need help. You're doing fine. I am. I'm going to be playing this match alone already. And I can tell. Oh, there's another item here. Can I pick up one item at once? You could help, Roy. Yeah, I'm going to run out of time, alright? We're back here again. Soup, sauces, gravy. King, I need help. You're doing fine, he says. Really set of teeth. Alright. So how do we actually like... So how do we use the keypad then? Not that we know the combination on it or anything. Go home. Yeah, it looks like you can only carry one item at a time. Dress book. A small key again. Use. Well, time's running out. I don't think we're going to be rescuing anything. I guess we're going to be playing football on our own. Go straight there from the... Wait. Okay, you don't need help. You're doing fine. Quit game. Now for some football practice. Soccer now. Let's play the soccer. We're just going to be here for ages. Practice mode. 1 player game, 2 player game. First half. Get the ball, you moron. What? What is this flick screen nonsense? You have the ball, fix the next screen, and all of a sudden you don't have the ball. Stupid. All of a sudden you're ahead of it. No one's going for the ball. I can't go to the penalty box. Dive. Dive. Oh, here we go. Yeah. The player locations reset when you flick when the screen flicks over. Stupid. Oh. Oh. Apparently not. There's third screen. It's weird. some good, a terrible shot. Well, this is going well. You know, wait for them to walk back. Oh, get the ball, you moron. Oh. Okay, this controls terribly. Give me match day 2 anytime. Again, gotta wait. Okay, damn it. Oh, also needs to pass them. Pick up the ball, you moron! Okay, got the ball. Can we get a goal? No, we can't, apparently. Look, they can pass. Let's go. Half time. Current score. Melchester Rovers 0. All Stars 3. Well, who's the score at least once, right? Got the ball. We got the ball. We got the ball. Get him away. Get him away. Get him away. Oh, wait. Oh, damn it. The hell was that? Oh, wait. Yeah, the flick screen's not making much sense here. Again, we've got to wait. Get the ball, you moron! And the ball just bounces off the sideline. It's perfectly normal. What are we doing? No way, dude. Oh, for I'll walk all the way over again. Get back here. Ah! Oh! Yeah, this is going nowhere. Again, gotta wait for them to get to their positions. Okay, it's hard to pick up the ball. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's just not. And then things like that happen. Was a flick screen makes absolutely zero sense. Oh! Okay, we're gonna wait for them again. God damn it. Pick up the ball, you morons. Oh. I've got the ball, I've got the ball. I've got no time to shoot. Full time. Final score. Manchester Rovers, 0. All Stars, 9. Yeah, Roy sucks at the same damn sport. Well done, All Stars. Okay. On to the next game, because enough of that. Okay. game is Netherworld. It's our master game for this issue. By Hewson, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystickle keys. Take a trip into another time and dimension, my friend. Journey with us into a world where good and evil are locked in an eternal conflict. Visit the planet Netherworld. Stay alive, maybe even stay forever. All this good and evil beating each other around the head stuff is one thing, but when you get stuck in the middle, it's just too much. Escape from Neverworld can only be accomplished by one method: collecting diamonds. No, don't ask me to explain the logic of that one, just do as you're told, okay? These pretty rocks sit around the planet just waiting to be collected, although some do hide in apparently inaccessible places. Plenty of hostile bad guys lurk around and do their utmost to kill you. Each level is made up of a large 8-way scrolling playing area with an information panel at the bottom of the screen. This tells you how many lives you got left, diamonds still to be collected, score, level, and time remaining to complete the level. Before the game itself begins, you're offered a choice of starting level 1, 5, or 9. A nice feature to stop you having to battle your way through the screens you've done just to get to the one you keep dying on. Instead, you can go there immediately and die anyway. On the first level, your mission is to find and collect 27 diamonds within the time limit. There are spitting demons and mines to avoid, and the only tricky part is finding the secret door in a hoard of diamonds. To travel to the next level, you then have to find and go through a teleporter. Later levels have rocks that must be converted into diamonds. Spitting goats' heads, a very bad habit and definitely antisocial, and alien generators which produce shield-bashing aliens. Smashing through walls occasionally with the aid of a brick smasher, comes in handy that, is also necessary. Sometimes you'll see a bunch of question marks drifting around, and if you take your chances and collect them, 1/4 things happens. The two good are an extra life gained or invulnerability. The ship changes colour to indicate this. An uncontrollable ship or the controls being reversed are the bad effects. If you don't want to take the risk, then don't pick up any question marks. It's just asking for trouble. Sorry. Scrolling of the playing area is jerky, but it makes up for it in speed. The sprites are a little flickery, but not the sort of flicker that make you bang your head against the wall. A good continuous tune plays throughout the game, but not only do you have the option to turn it on or off, you can even adjust the volume of it. The sound effects can likewise be turned on or off, or have their volume adjusted. They're not as good as the tune, but they're still acceptable. It's better to have either effects or music because they do tend to clash at times. Go for music. In many ways, it plays like that old classic Boulder Dash, collecting diamonds, changing rocks into diamonds, having a time limit to do it in, and loads of levels to complete. It's been refined a little to make it as good if not better than Boulder Dash. There's plenty to keep you occupied, and the levels get progressively harder as you get better at completing them. Start hunting for those gift tokens that Auntie Agatha brought you and head for the high streets. First day target, complete levels 1 to 3. Finnish. Born 28 years ago in beautiful Finland and living in Tampere, 500 miles from the Russian border, Jaka has made his national service in the army before going to university. Then I discovered computers were much more interesting, he says. His first full-length game was Octopolis, a platform game comes shoot 'em up. The logical problems in Netherworld may owe something to Jaka's other chief interest, chess. He's addicted to the game, he says. He works with Joy the Hubbard of Finland, Alkanen, who wrote the excellent continuous tune you hear as you play Netherworld. Among Jaka's other interests are horror movies and science fiction novels. I even wrote a science fiction novel once, he admits. But it was 350 pages of rubbish. Jaka Tapanamaki. Remember Boulder Dash? When Microsoft released Boulder Dash, All that time ago, it was reviewed in the first issue of AA, 93%. It was immediately hailed as one of the great originals, an instant classic, as wise old Pete Connor described it. He controlled Rockford, a stick insect figure with an impatiently tapping foot, who has to collect jewels by running into them. The game has got its name from its underground setting. You dashed along a cave, avoiding the boulders that threatened to give you a first-class fat top, head and all. Along the way, you encountered peculiar amoeba and magic walls. The former grew with time to encompass any surrounding earth, and if you dropped a boulder onto the magic walls, it was transformed into jewels. Of course, the real reason we're going on about Boulder Dash at such length, apart from the fact that it's a brilliant game and Netherworld has torn a page right from its book, is that Chris Anderson, boss of Future Publishing and therefore the bloke who signs our paychecks eventually, is an absolute Boulder Dash freak. What do you mean, never mind the Boulder Dash? He even took time off from shouting at us to write a superb playing guide way back in AA2, page 88. We timidly knocked on his door and asked him for his opinion of Netherworld as a Boulder Dash clone. And he said, "You're fired, get out, don't come back." Oh, what's that Boulder Dash clone you say? Give that here. And that was the last anyone has seen of him. Perhaps we'll be able to bring you a report next month. Mind your own business. Bounder mine flies in a straight line until it hits something. Then it turns 90 degrees and continues. Hover mine moves vertically and is deadly to touch. Scanner mine moves around objects in a clockwise direction. Second opinion. Yeah, okay, so the scrolling's somewhat jerky, but at least it's fast. Yeah, you do get a relatively gentle introduction for a realistic mission to accomplish. Don't be fooled though, it gets seriously tough a little later on. The screen in green. All clear. Right, the verdict. Graphics 69%, colourful sprites and background. Some flicker on the sprites. Sonics 74%, excellent continuous tune. Tolerable sound effects. Grab factor 93%, starts off fairly easy. And more expert players can start on tougher screens. Staying power 86%, loads of levels and they get much more difficult. May get frustrating if you keep getting stuck on the same level. AA rating 91%. Buy this and you'll never look back. Okay. So it's Boulder Dash then. Okay. That's right, come on. Alright. It's Netherworld with dragons and skulls and planets apparently. Right, 1988 Houston, Netherworld by Chris Wood. Music by J. Dave Rogers. Concept by J. Tabamanaki. Let's go. Into level 1, 5 or 9. Start level 1. So we're looking forward. Around here, yes you can. It's 1. Oh jeez. Fire continuous. Oh jeez. Sort of something about these? Oh, or not. Oh, geez. Okay. Teleporter. This is level 1, remember? Oh. Really? Well, he's go back to the beginning. Oh, 20 more to get! That isn't all that much like a Golden Dash. Oh jeez. I can see these things sometimes, but they do flicker a lot. 500. Where the pick goes up, hit them. Right down there. Dangerous. And did again. Time out. We're out of time. You only get 27 on the first stage. This first stage is mean. One. Oh, jeez. He's supposed to do this little time limit. 27. Oh, that reverse controls. Oh boy. Oh! Shoot through the wall. The reverse controls run out? It does. Extra 30 seconds. Hourglass. whole bunch of... Oh! Oh! He uses the skull for outcast, see? Okay, so the spits out bones. I think still kill you. Right, 11 to get, 60 seconds to do it in. Yeah. Going. I think maybe the first stage is perhaps a little bit too big. I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, first stage, bit big. Houston's Heroes. Where'd they go? Did we ask what level 5 is like? Let's have a look at level 5. There's nothing on screen. Skulls! Eyeballs! Can't see you all day. One. Oh. What does that do? Ah! You haven't seen more than one. Oh, there's another one. That's 2. 2 out of 16. can barely tell what's going on. It's all so flickery. There's another one. Another. Time out. No, that's just do it again. Okay, I see these things move blocks. Now make those a requirement. Okay. These transporters is going to be tricky. Really dropping much, are they? Now what? don't know where all these diamonds are. 16 on the level. Got 5 of them. I've seen none. Oh, time ran out. Stand there. Oh! Oh! That's where the diamonds come from. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. More of those things? No. Oh. Oh, he's there. Ow. I'm out. Back to 16 again. Oh, Ow. Great, that's standing there, huh? Oh, I've got the reverse controls again. I'm dead. Game over. Yeah, that's Netherworld. It's unreasonably difficult Balderdash clone. Even though there's no digging at all. Alright, move on. Right. X Gamers. Afterburner. It's exclusive. For Activision. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. In the arcades, Afterburner is a furiously fast shoot 'em up that demands lightning reactions, a blur of a trigger finger, and no brains. When it first announced that it was going to come out on home micros, there was plenty of sniggers from people who said it simply couldn't be done. Indeed, it has to be admitted that we here at AA were among them. Now we've got our greedy mitts on the CPC version. You read it here first, folks. It faces the ultimate test at the hands of our departing imbecile, i.e. Gary's going. No flowers, please, Ed. The plot. Fly your F-14 Thundercat through stage after stage of mindless violence. The screen is composed of a status panel at the bottom which shows you how many missiles you have left, lives, and fuel. At the top of the screen is your score, number of planes hit, and the stage. The rest of your plane viewed from the rear. The ground moves towards you, and enemy aircraft appear on screen from the front and rear. Stage 1 takes place over open sea, and all you have to do on this, and every stage is survive until the end. At this point, you go on to the next level and are awarded bonus points for number of kills. A sight drifts around the screen according to how you fly the plane, and if it crosses the position of an enemy aircraft, a missile is locked on it. It's just a matter of hitting the fire button to destroy your enemy. There's also a continual stream of machine gun fire from you. Stage 2 is similar, except that you're flying over land instead of, and after that, you get to link up with a plane to refuel and rearm. On later stages, you have to navigate through valleys and destroy ground targets, and refueling sometimes takes place on an airship rather than in mid-air. Airship refueling is hysterical. You get to see tiny sticks with dots on top walk towards the plane, making a vain attempt to impersonate men. That's about it as far as gameplay goes. Just blast away forever, or until you get sick of it anyway. Shut down and heading for the drink. Graphically, it's very good. It's fast and colourful, with plenty of detail. The graphics on the title screen look very nice with the moving balls. It's a pity that sound isn't up to the same standard though, and all you get are a couple of explosions. The conversion from the arcade is done surprisingly well considering the nature of the game. It's still fast and furious, which is what the game's all about. And even though you don't get to use your brain much, at least your fingers get some exercise. Unfortunately, this is one of those that works much better in the arcade simply because you often find it on hydraulic setup that throws you around as a player moves. Unless you fancy setting up your CPC on your bed and bouncing around as you play, you'll miss that excitement. Never mind, it's still fabulous. First day target, 250,000. Second opinion. If only you could see me now sitting here eating my hat. I scoffed when they said Afterburner was coming out in a CPC conversion, but having seen it now, I'm quite happy to take it all back. It may not be Mastermind, but then again, Mastermind is an Afterburner. Highly recommended. Green screen, perfectly playable. The verdict, graphics 89%, very fast and smooth. Lots of detail and colour. Sonics 45%, just a few explosions. Graph factor 81%, basically just a shoot 'em up, but an accurate conversion. Staying power 72%, level after level to battle through. The only difference being more enemies. AA rating 81%, a good game, especially since it's an arcade conversion. What's that supposed to be? Oof. Okay. Tracked by Toto and Rick. Good. Sega, Afterburner, Activision. Look at that old-timey Activision logo. Remember that? Disk access, please wait. It's Afterburner. 3D balls. Fancy. No sound on the title screen. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Here's some music. Here's a joystick. Interesting how it swaps the keyboard and joystick options around when you select them. That's weird. And back to that. Different music. It sounds different. Right, let's go. Toggle pause, press 1 and 2. Disk access, please wait. Stage 1 of Sega aircraft carrier. Oh. The problem is, I find it hard to see the missiles coming towards you. Because your damn plane's in the way. And I don't have no idea how you're supposed to avoid them either. Okay, you just constantly fire. Nope. You're supposed to avoid it. That's the difficult bit. At least 450,000 points already. How about the missiles? I've used all my missiles. That was stupid. Oh. I don't get any back when you die. The end of the stage yet. Oh, there's stage 3. I still got no missiles, so I used them all. Oh no, here we go. Okay. Oh, we're off. Disk access, please wait. Oh. Game over. 967,000. Oh. Hey, we beat the first year task score, didn't we? Right. 250,000. Well. Give it another try. One more try. Right. Disk access, please wait. Might be easier with a joystick, perhaps. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, I ran right into that one. It's hard to aim. That's another thing. I'm out of missiles. Disk access, please wait. This is how you're supposed to fly a plane. Oh, well, not like that, perhaps. What? Really? God damn it. I got no missiles left again. I'm wondering if the machine gun fire is even any use. If we can actually hit anything with it. Stage 5. The dudes! Look at them all go! Whee! Oh, the little dude in the motorcycle. Jesus. Oh! Okay, so you can do a barrel roll somehow. No idea how. Oh, that's a mistake. Oh! Okay, I'm supposed to avoid that, huh? I'm not even sure what hit me. I'm not sure what hit me. Game over. These fighters got top 2 score, high score table apparently. Was it just 8th and 9th? Can't be bothered showing the rest. You suck too much. Yeah, it's a reasonable port. It's just hard to see what's being fired at you. Might be a problem in the arcade version as well. Who knows? Not really played the arcade version much, if at all. Alright, we'll move on. Let's see now. Alright. Next game. Return of the Jedi by Dumark. This might be the last game of the night. Yeah, but Dumark. 9.95 cassette. 14.95 disc. Joystick keys. Way back in AA29, there was Star Wars, 37%, followed in AA38 by The Empire Strikes Back, 51%. Now the trilogy gets rounded off with this final installment. Can Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie, hurrah, save the universe, or will it fall into the hands of the evil Darth and the Emperor? Boo! And as a matter of somewhat more pressing importance to the Earthlings at Domark, they are Earthlings, I suppose. Is the third of the series any better than the other 2 mediocre efforts? The action takes place on and around the planet Endor. Endor is home to the cute and cuddly Ewoks, and stands far above the surface the Empire's latest mega-death weapon, the new Death Star. At present, it's still uncompleted and only protected by a force field generated on the surface of Endor. A rebel fleet is at this very moment travelling through hyperspace. Hopefully they won't get swallowed by a dog. Just thought I'd throw in a quick Hitchhiker's reference to check you're still awake. To destroy the Death Star, but they need the force field deactivating. Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie get the dubious honour of deactivating the force field. Once that's been done, you get to fly the Millennium Falcon. That's not how you spell Millennium. It's 2 N's and 2 L's. And you only get one of each. It's terrible. So once you're done that, you get to fly the Millennium Falcon right inside the Death Star and shoot the reactor core. Getting out there as fast as possible is your next problem. Because otherwise, you'll play a very active part. A radioactive part, indeed, in the Death Star's destruction. Stage 1 is set on Endor, with Leia racing towards the Ewok village on a speeder bike with the Imperial stormtroopers in hot pursuit. Trees, logs, and the occasional Ewok trap get in your way, and you also have to deal with the enemy. Reach the village, and you then control an Imperial walker guided by the hairy hands of Chewbacca. Logs and rocks have to be destroyed or avoided, as do the occasional Imperial walkers. Meanwhile, Lando Calrissian is flying towards the Death Star in the Millennium Falcon, and the action switches between the two every so often. Eventually, Lando gets inside the Death Star, and you have to guide him towards the reactor. TIE fighters are pursuing you, and must be dealt with in the usual predictable way. Should you reach the reactor, you have to blast it, and then get out of here fast, in the same way that you got in. There are 3 difficulty levels, easy, medium, and hard. On the easy level, you don't ride on the Imperial Walker, but instead go straight to the attack on the Death Star. With the medium level, you don't get the Death Star approach, which is available only on the hard level. Every time you destroy the Death Star, the level increases and things get tougher, but the points awarded become greater. Although the diagonal scrolling is a bit on the jerky side, it's still very good. The sprites are rather chunky, but at least they're colourful. Sound effects are something that you might as well forget about. All you get is laser blasts, explosions, and walker steps. At last, Domark seemed to have come up with a decent Star Wars game. It's a matter of fact they seem to be producing better games in general at the moment. Long may it continue. First day target scored 200,000 points. They do know all these Star Wars games are arcade ports, right? Not like Domark created them as such. Second opinion. Here's something of a novelty. A Domark game that's more than just hype. There's some real gameplay and skill involved. And some of the later levels are quite tough. I like it. Hope they can keep up the good work. Green screen. Fine. The verdict. Graphics 64%. Best diagonal scrolling in game yet. Chunky but colourful graphics. Sonic's 29%. Step, bang, kaboom. That's apparently a good thing. Grab factor 86%. Not mentally stimulating, just blast and dodge. Okay, so all you do is blast things and dodge. What's wrong with that? Staying power 76%. 3 skill levels. Each one is more of the same. AA rating 82%. The best of the Star Wars games. Those are the trees on Endor. Okay. Return of the Jedi, programmed by Consult. Fast CPM to run. Code by G. Benson and some other dude. No, it's your task, man. Luke looks a little depressed. Oh, we're done. Computer game by Console CS. Programming M. Middleston, G. Benson. Graphics D. Halcroft, D. Price. Music D. Kelly. All-time Jedi Knights. Oh, we'll go back to the music. Anyway. Select your level. Easy, medium, hard. Start easy. Level 1. Not that I've ever got past level 1 in the first place. Yeah, right under the tree. You do right under the tree. Here you are. Watch out for the log traps here. You also set traps. Watch out for the tree. Oh. Stage end at some point, please. Oops. No, we done. We did it. We did it. Hey! Congratulations, you made it. This is just the same damn thing. Destroy reactor. I missed it. Back again to this. Oh. Oh. What is things move pretty damn fast. Oh. Well. We saw some bits of it. Okay. Okay. We'll try. Level 1. You're in the tree. Thank you. Into the tree. Thank you. Oh, jeez. Into the tree. Thank you. Oh! How do you get through that trap? Oh, whatever. You ran straight into it. Jeez. What is it? Oh, we can skip it. Oh, what? Okay, moving! Game does not like diagonals. Oh, that was stupid. Back to this again. Oh, I disagree! One more go. It seems the trees are... Start. Do it again. It seems the tree patterns are very Can't shake him. Oh! Tree, thank you. And into the tree. Really? Okay, don't go through those. Trip you. Oh, that's it. Be done. Did it. Hit this time. This is nothing to shoot. We're off. Death Star is destroyed. Bonus for Death Star, 10,000. Okay. Here we go again. Gotta shoot faster. Ooh. Oh. I lost track of which one I was. Jeez, a log. get points for that. Should be, you line it up every single time. Jeez. What the hell is that? Oh. 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 They'll follow you right into the death. Okay, that's how that works. Ah, I can go through there, huh? Last life. Oh no, I did it again. 98,050. Uh-huh. Alright. That's Return of the Jedi. Let's see. That magazine? How many games have we got left? This one's Typhoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hakon Collection's 2 games. 6, 7, 8. Got the compilations. A couple of games that we haven't played. And you got Batman. Yeah, we've got plenty of games to go. Oh, we've got plenty of games to go through here. Okay, we'll get Typhoon out of the way because the game is kind of terrible. So Typhoon. Imagine $8.95 cassette, $14.95 disc, joystick keys. Hordes of mechanical invaders threaten to dominate the Earth. Oh no, not again. And so must be blasted out of existence. You pilot both a helicopter gunship and an F-14 jet plane on a seek and destroy mission behind enemy lines. Down one side of the screen is a column of 5 icons: Vulcan, 3-way, bomb, laser for Z, and missile. Down the other is a score and lies panel for smart bombs sitting down at the bottom of the screen. In the centre of the screen is the playing area, which either comes out towards you or scrolls down the screen. The first stage of the game shows your plane diving vertically through the clouds and shooting down every aircraft. Eventually it reaches an aircraft carrier and then hovers vertically over it as you try to sink the ship. Pretty smart plane, huh? Level 2 is reminiscent of Flying Shark or Xevious, a vertically scrolling level with both ground and air targets to blast and avoid. That's about it as far as gameplay goes. Shoot, bomb, die. On level 1 you get a terrible impression of moving forward towards the ground. The clouds leap at you in big steps, but slow ones, and colour is very scarce on all levels. Sound effects are tacky, but you do at least get a decent tune on the title screen and in between stages. Soar through wave after wave of flying death in your armour-laden helicopter, scream through the skies in your F-14 as you take on seemingly limitless hordes of mechanoid invaders. At least that's what the instructions say you're doing this Konami coin-op conversion. Instructions like that should always be taken with a pinch of salt. The ones with Typhoon should come complete with a share in a salt mine. Have a good look before you even consider investing your hard-earned cash. First day target, score 50,000 points. Typhoon, more like a storm in a thimble. Second opinion, one of those games that starts really badly and it gets a little bit better before sliding off the bottom of the scale again. Treat with suspicion, unless you're a jet helicopter gunship freak. Green screen, lousy choice of colours. The verdict, graphics 48%, lacking in colour, little sense of movement in plain stages. Sonics 51%, good tunes. Grab factor 46%, first stage is ultra tedious. After that it gets better. Staying power 53%, 8 levels to go through. Not that difficult to complete then though. AA rating 51%. Typhoon, more of a storm in a thimble. They like that drink so much they had to put it in there twice. Okay. So it's Typhoon. We're waiting. Yeah, Typhoon by Steve Lamb and Alison Jeffter. We went and put name already. Late. Okay. Can we quit? Okay. No quitting. Oh yeah, this is some speed. Oh, and collision detection. It's all weird. Oh, what? What? I don't even know what hit me there, really. Oh, who are we here? Oh, that's super speed of an aircraft carrier. Yeah. Get ready. Stage 2. There's the firebomb. shoot in random directions, don't they? Oh. Wonderful. Righto. Oh, that was a mistake. Barbarian 4. Okay. What is that supposed to mean? Okay. Get ready. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is close. Will that not destroy that turret? Oh, straight in the game. Back to this again. Oh, what? These are some hitboxes. Where? What did me? What? I'm really crushing the hitboxes. Oh. Bomb. Oh. Oh. I didn't expect it to break apart. Oh. The bomb. No idea how you select weapons. Oh. Oh, that went well.